Okay, wow, a lot of comments. I really didn't expect that. That was pretty amazing, really. I want to thank everyone for the feedback, both including the people who disagree with me. All right, so there seems to be a lot of confusion on exactly what an atheist is, on the definition of atheist. There's this misconception that atheists deny the existence of all gods. That's actually not necessarily true. While someone who says that there is no gods would be included under the definition of atheist, someone who merely lacks a belief in God or gods, like myself, would also be included under that definition. These two main categories, the more technical terms as they're called, are positive atheism, saying that there are no gods, and negative atheism, which is the more default position of just lacking belief, and that's my personal position. They're often also called strong atheism and weak atheism, respectively, sometimes hard and soft, or explicit and implicit. But mostly just an atheist just doesn't believe in gods. Whether or not that atheist says that there aren't any is up to the individual. It's not a requirement to be an atheist. And some of you are saying something like, well, isn't that more of an agnostic position? Wouldn't that make you an agnostic? No, it wouldn't. I'm actually an agnostic. An agnostic waits until the word God is defined before putting forth arguments for or against. So while I lack belief in the term, I'm not actually going to say that there is no God until I have a definition of God to actually put up rebuttals against. Because there's so many different definitions flying around. Some people say the universe is God. Some people put forth the biblical God. Some people put forth an omnimax God. All-powerful, all-knowing, that sort of thing. There's that definition. And there's all the other gods, all the other deities, like Zeus and Osiris, Odin, Thor, Autumn Ra. All of those different deities as well. And how can I just outright say that there are no gods unless I know what God we're talking about? I have to wait until we actually define God before I actually start a debate. But I can go ahead and give my reasons for generally lacking belief, which I have done. Some of you are saying something like, well, saying that there is no God takes just as much faith as saying that there is. Now, I know some of you directed that at me, thinking that I'm the type of person who says that there is no God, thinking I'm that kind of atheist, which I'm not. But even though I'm not, I just want to explain that saying that there isn't a God isn't, even though it isn't technically justified, it isn't on par with saying that there is one. I would more respect a strong atheist who says there are no gods than I would a theist who says that there is one. I mean, I don't want to say I want to more respect that person, but as far as which takes more faith, then the strong atheist still has less faith than the theist. If you're trying to say that saying that there is no God is equal to saying that there is a God, that's like saying that the idea that there's a teapot orbiting Pluto is equal to the idea that there isn't a teapot orbiting Pluto. Now, I wouldn't say one way or the other. Maybe there is a teapot orbiting Pluto. I don't know. I really don't care. But if I was forced to take one position or the other, you damn well bet I'm going to say there isn't one. But philosophically speaking, I'm not going to take that position because technically I can't know. But do you see what I'm saying? That's like saying, if you're saying that it's equal faith, it's not. It's not equal faith to say that there isn't a teapot orbiting Pluto than it is to say that there is one. Obviously, to say that there is a teapot orbiting Pluto, that takes more faith, and just simply rejecting that claim and saying that there isn't doesn't take equal faith. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You might be wondering where I got that definition of atheist. Well, let's look at the etymology of the word. It's got two words combined, a and theist. Alright? I think most of us know what a theist is. A theist is someone who believes in a god or gods. And a is a prefix that means non or without or lack of. Like, let's take a word like amoral. We would normally say that a moral deed is like a good deed, like helping people out, giving to charity, that sort of thing. And an immoral deed is evil, murder, theft, that sort of thing. And amoral would be neither. That'd be like going to the bathroom, picking your nose, watching TV. Those are amoral. Another example would be like atypical. A typical day is your average everyday day, and an atypical day is not that. It is a non-typical day. It's something out of the ordinary. Asexual, non-sexual. If we're talking about humans, then we have heterosexuality, which is someone who's straight. Homosexuality, someone who prefers their own gender. Bisexuality, someone who likes guys and girls. And then someone who would be asexual would lack a sexual drive altogether. They'd be non-sexual. If we're just talking about creatures in general, then asexual would be the lack of having a gender. Just complete lack of gender. Do you see what I'm saying? A means the lack of. It means non. It means without. So when we put that with the word theist, we get non-theist. The lack of theism. So it would be, if a theist is someone who believes in a god, then an atheist would not be someone who believes in a god. Do you see what I'm saying? Someone who does not believe in a god. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that that person says that there isn't a god. It's just someone who doesn't believe that there is one. And that's me. That's me. I don't say that there is one. But I don't say that there isn't one necessarily because, like I said, I wait for God to be defined. I'm an agnostic. Agnostic, not agnostic. An agnostic says that we cannot know if there are any gods. Now, there are actually agnostic theists, so you can't just say that agnosticism is a middle ground between atheism and theism. Because someone like Immanuel Kant, who was an agnostic theist, would have a little bit of problem with you saying that agnostics can't be believers in the God. An agnostic theist would just be someone who says, well, yeah, we can't know whether or not any gods exist, but I'm going to believe anyways. They're going to take it on faith. That would be an agnostic theist. An agnostic atheist, because an agnostic must be either a theist or an atheist, it must either believe in God, be a theist, or not be an atheist. So an agnostic atheist would say, we can't know whether or not any gods exist, therefore I don't believe. Now, I'm not an agnostic because I don't say that we can't know. I don't know if we can know. I don't even know what God means. I wait for it to be defined. I'm an agnostic. Remember that. That's important. I just wanted to address something else too. There's a lot of you saying that you can't prove a negative. Well, let's see if you can prove a negative. Let's do a little experiment here. Look on my shoulder, right here, right here. Do you see a monkey? Do you see a monkey dancing on my shoulder? Is there a monkey dancing on my shoulder? Tell me right now, is there a monkey dancing on? No, there isn't. There isn't. You just proved a negative. There's not a monkey dancing on my shoulder. Wow. You just proved a negative. Okay, now tell me, are there dancing monkeys on my bed? Look, okay, my bed's messy. Hold on. Don't look at that crap. Alright, alright. Look, my messy bed. Alright? Are there dancing monkeys? Are there dancing monkeys? Are there dancing? No, there is not. Another negative you've just proved. Just by looking on my bed, you can see that there are not dancing monkeys on it. Another negative you've just proved. Wow, you can prove a negative. Now, this myth that you can't prove a negative is bullshit, and I want people to quit spreading it around. Think. So did I get through to you? I hope I did. Goodbye.